As a parent, you've probably had that nagging feeling that something isn't quite right with your baby, despite your pediatrician insisting everything's normal. Maybe it's the way they struggle to sleep unless they're held. Perhaps it's the constant fussiness that extends beyond that typical newborn behavior. Or maybe it's those digestive issues that your doctor dismisses as normal baby stuff. It's okay to trust that your paternal intuition is right. Those subtle signs are actually indicators of hidden neurological stress. According to research published in the Journal of American Osteopathic Association, the AOA, an astonishing 99% of newborns, even those considered perfectly healthy, show some form of somatic dysfunction affecting their nervous system. And this hidden stress isn't just causing temporary discomfort, it could be laying the groundwork for future health challenges. Today, we're going to explore why 40% of children now suffer from at least one chronic health condition, and how addressing this hidden neurological stress early could be the key to breaking this troubling trend. This video is for parents who've noticed subtle signs that something might be off with their baby, despite being told everything is normal at their well baby checkups. If you've ever been dismissed when voicing concerns about your child's fussiness, about their sleep difficulties or digestive issues, this information could change everything. We're going to reveal how hidden neurological stress can affect your seemingly healthy baby, the signs to watch for, and most importantly, how neurologically focused chiropractic care can address these issues at their root. You'll learn why traditional pediatric approaches often miss these subtle signs and how early intervention can set your child up for optimal health and development. The statistics around children's health today are alarming. That stat we said earlier, how according to the CDC, 40% of children now suffer from at least one chronic health condition. Those numbers that have risen dramatically over the past few decades. And even more concerning, the research that we cited in the Journal of the American Osteopathic Association found that 99% of newborns, even those considered healthy, had some form of somatic dysfunction affecting their cranial, cervical, lumbar, and sacral regions, with the degree of that dysfunction directly related to the length of the labor. Now, these statistics reveal a widespread issue that most parents aren't aware of. Standard pediatric checkups, while valuable for many aspects of health, simply aren't designed to detect the neurological dysfunction that could be affecting your baby right now and potentially contributing to health challenges that emerge months or years later. And to understand this, we need to understand how the perfect storm is creating hidden stress in babies. The perfect storm is something that refers to a cascade of stressors that begin early in life and can set the stage for neurological dysfunction in babies. It typically begins during pregnancy when the mother experiences chronic stress. It causes hormones in her body to be released, cortisol, adrenaline, and it crosses that placenta and it impacts the developing baby's nervous system. Research published in Science Direct shows that maternal stress during pregnancy can actually alter the development of the baby's brain that creates a foundation for dysfunction before the birth even begins. And then the birth process itself, while natural, can create significant physical stress for newborns. And this stress is often magnified by common interventions like C-sections, like forceps or vacuum extraction. How does this happen? How do birth interventions create neurological dysfunction? So in the case of cesareans, C-sections bypass that natural compression sequence that helps prepare a baby's nervous system for life on the outside. The compression forces prime the CSF pump, cerebral spinal fluid. Think of it as the lifeblood of the nervous system. It regulates the temperature of the brain. It nourishes the nerves. It detoxes our nervous system. The compression also helps to rid the lungs of fluid and allows a baby to take their first breath. If this natural process doesn't take place, it could potentially lead to retained birth trauma and neurological stress. And in the case of forceps or vacuum extraction, these interventions apply significant forces to a baby's delicate head and neck, causing a lot of tension and compression to the brainstem, to the vagus nerve, and potentially causing them to be out of proper alignment. Now, these physical challenges often lead to what we as chiropractors call subluxation. These are areas of neurological interference that disrupt the communication between the brain and the body. Now, there's subtle signs of hidden neurological stress that parents should watch out for if they've had this stress sequence in their child's story and then a difficult birth. A lot of times we'll see this manifest as sleep challenges, difficulties falling asleep or staying asleep, restless sleep, or only sleeping when held or in motion. These aren't just normal baby things, but potential indicators of nervous system dysfunction. You might see feeding difficulties, a poor latch, excessive spitting up, or becoming easily distracted during feeds. All of this can stem from neurological stress. And sometimes it's digestive issues, constipation, excessive gas, or signs of colic, which is excessive crying for more than 3 hours a day. Often this indicates that the vagus nerve, the body's brake pedal, is dysfunctional. Another thing to look for is physical asymmetries. If there's a preference for turning the head to one side or there's a flattening on the head on one side, this can happen when they went through a more difficult birth, and that there's stress. It's showing us stress is stuck on their nervous system when they're favoring these positions. And then there's the sensory sensitivity. When they're younger, it's often a heightened startle reflex, or it's a excessive irritability in stimulating environments, right? But when they get older, it can show up as difficulty calming when they're overstimulated. With whether it's from too much noise, from too many lights, it's really just too much input, they're unable to calm. And all of these are signs for that nervous system stress. Even if the body, they have been through like healthy infancy period, and they didn't have a difficult birth. And these signs often would indicate that there may be a struggle within their nervous system. Doesn't necessarily mean that they have one thing or another and then it leads to this. It could be they've had a great birth, they had a great pregnancy, but life stress at some point in life started to stack up on their nervous system. And the signs indicate that there might be that struggle that is hidden within their nervous system. Now, here's why this is often missed. Standard pediatric care focuses primarily on measuring growth, checking for visible illness, and monitoring major developmental milestones. But they're not checking for subtle neurological dysfunction. The conventional approach typically follows a wait and see pattern, addressing the signs with medications only when they become severe enough to warrant that intervention. Now, this approach often leads to caring for signs without addressing the underlying root cause, potentially allowing neurological dysfunction to compound, stack up over time, and you see more of these nervous system stressors. Now, what I love about being a neurologically focused chiropractor is that you can address this underlying hidden stress. Neurologically focused chiropractic care offers a gentle approach to addressing that hidden stress in babies with adjustments using extremely light pressure. It's about the same amount of pressure that you would use to put in a contact lens or check a tomato's ripeness. The gentleness is the key because the nervous system needs gentle, it needs ease, especially when it's struggling with colic, with constipation, with too much input. You have to be gentle to calm it down. And that's what neurologically focused chiropractors are trained to do. Now, as chiropractors, we also do advanced insight scans, which objectively measure the nervous system's function, and it detects those patterns of subluxations and stress that you normally don't see on a baby. And they can look for those deeper patterns of stress called dysautonomia that would be missed in a standard pediatric growth, weight, height chart percentile exam. By addressing subluxation and promoting proper nervous system function, this care helps babies develop more resilient, balanced nervous systems that support their overall health and development. It's okay to trust your parental instincts. If you've seen all the doctors and they aren't connecting the dots for you, if you know deep down in your gut there's something more to the picture, trust that. Those subtle signs you see in your child are actually indicators of hidden neurological stress. If you need help connecting the dots and getting your child answers and helps to what's really going on, we're here to help. We would love to help you. Click the link in our bio to find a neurologically focused chiropractor for your baby today. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.